I think that's what happened, unfortunately, to other people, not you, not I, but we make jokes, and there was a million memes about the day drinking, and it just became commonplace because people were in fear. They were like scared. They didn't know what was happening. They're forced to stay home. This was a coping mechanism, but they didn't come out of it. Then it just became this spiral of bad eating, don't go to the gym, drink more. And now we're seeing that, a year and a half, almost 2 years later, that people are still in that spiral. They didn't pull themselves out of it, and it's just getting worse. And they're wondering, why am I depressed? Why am I, have anxiety? Why are all these happenings? It's like, well, you kind of physically created it. There was something legitimate happening, but you chose to handle it in this manner as opposed to working through it and doubling down and working harder.
That's such a good point, as far as like they go down the spiral, but they forget that it's time to come up. And then they just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's such a valid point, and the way to put that.
Yeah. Well, and it's become acceptable. Like when you see someone with, like, everyone's just like, okay with it. Like, be happy with your plumper body, be okay with not being fit. Like, it's becoming very acceptable to not be healthy because we want to make people feel good about themselves, and then nobody's holding them, and they're definitely not holding themselves.
You can't feel good about yourself when you're not doing to take care of yourself. That's plain and simple. It literally is like a trigger point for me, because I'm so tired of that bullshit being spread across like every platform of eat like shit, drink like shit, don't do shit, and you're gonna feel great about yourself. That's the biggest damn lie I've ever heard in my life. And they are literally setting people up for failure and bad health and their early death and everything else and all these diseases because they're not taking care of themselves. Like, it's become normalized to make sure, like, hey, if you're obese, that's okay, just love yourself. I've never met someone that was obese that loved themselves. They always want to change. Andy shared before, he was 350 pounds before, actually he was 380 at his highest. He wasn't happy with himself. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a lie that we tell ourselves, but the thing is, like, and how dangerous is this message that they're spreading, that you're trying to tell someone to love themselves and to be comfortable in their bodies and everything else. So you're telling them this, but yet they don't feel that. So then you're adding another factor to their mental issues of like, you know what, I hate myself, I don't like myself, I need to lose weight, but they say to love myself, but I don't. So now I'm confused. How do I do this? They're making the whole entire issue of the obesity in the country way worse by marketing that. And I'm tired of companies pandering to that as well. Why are we not lifting and encouraging people to say, hey, let's get healthy. Here's how you can do it. No matter what size you are, let's start with just a little bit of movement. If you can only walk for 5 minutes a day or 500 feet down your driveway, start there. It just makes me so frustrated that is the message that we're trying to spread to people, is just love yourself, do whatever you want, and just be happy. Because that's not true. You're not equipping people to actually be their best self.
Yeah.